live stream. Today the month of February, we are honoring Black History Month. We're honoring those who have paved the way before in the past and honoring those who are here in the current and are successful entrepreneurs. So we're going to wait and give everybody time to join our live stream. We do have a guest speaker tonight. Her name is Hydie Barnes Jackson. I will do an introduction for her. Uh, just some housekeeping rules. So we're going to respect everyone's opinions. If you see any spam in the comments, please block and report them. Sometimes the messages go really, really fast, and I am unable to catch everybody. So, with saying that, I'm going to wait a few minutes and allow some people to join our live stream. I'm a little early, but I wanted to jump on before everybody else start. Oh, and also make sure you have your pen and your paper out if you want to take notes, if you want to ask questions. So as you can see, I have my African head wrap on. Just to give you a little bit of the origin of the head wrap, it is called kente cloth. It is a cultural tradition of the Asante, also known as Ashanti people. And these fabrics were originally used exclusively to dress kings in their courts. So this is royalty. I decided to wear it since we are honoring the Black business owners and the Black culture in general. So also, it is one of the world's most complicated weavings. The head wrap is a popular way of dressing by African women as it symbolizes wealth and social status. So it's also a sign of prosperity and spirituality. And like I said, we're waiting for a few more people to join. If you guys are watching now, if you have joined, go ahead and share the live stream with the last 3 people that you text. It's going to be great tonight. I can't wait. And if you're in the room, if you can send me some hearts to let me know that you are here and you're not a robot. Hi, Levy. How are you? Lego Master. Hi. The topic tonight, we're honoring Black History Month. And I have my African head wrap on. I'm waiting for some more people to join. And also my guest speaker tonight. We will do her bio once she joins. If you're on, I see there's about 10 people that are watching. If you're on, go ahead and share this link. At the bottom of the screen, there is an arrow pointing this way. You click on that arrow, it will share with your people that you talk to in your messages. Thank you for the hearts, guys. Thank you. So you guys like my, hi, Cody. Hi, AJ. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for subscribing. So yeah, I'm very excited about tonight. This is something I put together for Black History Month. Like I said, I invited a guest, and it's new, so bear with me. I do have my handy dandy notebook for those who are my YouTube friends. You know that I like to write things down. So we're going to give Miss Hydie Barnes Jackson, she is the guest speaker for tonight. We're going to give her a few minutes to, here she go. Hi.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you great. Let me make sure my volume is up.
And my lighting went out, so apologize if it's not too bright.
No, it looks great.
Thank you.
You like my ensemble?
I do. You're looking amazing as usual. Thank you.
So I hopped on a few minutes early I was just letting everybody know the purpose of tonight and what we're going to be doing. We're honoring Black History Month, and you were going to be one of the guest speakers. We did have some subscribers, so yay! That is awesome.
You.
That is awesome. So,
My-
n- go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I saw something on my screen. I was like, oh, okay.
Okay. So, I wanted to do your formal introduction of you. So, give me just a second so that I can make
Okay.
sure I find it because you are a brilliant woman and I want to make sure that I cover everything.
Thank you. I think you have are we giving them a few minutes to come through
Yes,
or?
we're
Okay.
giving
Okay.
yeah. Giving them a few minutes. So you look nice. I love the
Thank
earring.
you. Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I so I saw this I saw the I was looking online at some of the head wraps and I saw one particular young lady, she had one on and she had it tied really nice with a bow. I don't know if I mastered it or not.
It's
But
cute.
yeah, so I think it's very cute. I love
Hmm.
it. Yes,
I
very
like it. I
cute.
like the kente, anything to do with our headdress and wrap.
Yes. Yes,
You'll
yes,
never hear me say anything. You can't get me to not like anything.
I get it.
I love
I
it.
like
Yeah,
the vibrant colors.
me too. I,
Yeah, so I did some content on yesterday. I visited a local shop here. And hi, Sam. Good evening. Thank you for the wrap.
oh,
You love the colors.
very
Thank
cute.
you. We have a
Hmm.
guest tonight. And if you're just joining, so we're getting ready to start. Give it about a few more minutes. If you can share with the last three people that you text. If you're in the room, send me some hearts so that I know you're not a robot. You're people. I know you're not, Sam. And AJ, I know you're not. So yeah, I did some content. I visited a local shop here in the area, and he explained the culture, the of the kente cloth,
Yes,
and yeah, so it's beautiful. Royalty,
it is. Yeah.
royalty, yes. So let me get. And if you like, we can go ahead and get started. Would you like
All
to?
right.
Okay. So, hi guys. Welcome back to my channel. I have Miss Hydie Barnes Jackson. She is joining us tonight. We are celebrating Black History Month, and I'm going to do a formal introduction of her and her background and achievements. Miss Hydie Barnes Jackson is a distinguished professional with a remarkable career spanning both the public and private sectors, marked by her unwavering commitment to community service, advocacy, and holistic empowerment. With a diverse academic background and over 3 decades of experience, Heidi has dedicated her life to fostering well-being and equity for individuals and communities. Heidi's academic journey is a testament to her passion for understanding the human condition and addressing systematic inequities. She holds a Bachelor of Arts in Black Studies, African American Studies, a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. These degrees have equipped her with a unique interdisciplinary perspective, enabling her to advocate for justice and address the multifaceted needs of those she serves. Beyond her academic accomplishments, Heidi has been a tireless advocate for marginalized communities. For over 30 years, she has mentored youth, supported underserved populations, and championed excuse me, I'm nervous, initiatives that promote equity, empowerment, and holistic well being. Her work emphasizes the importance of nurturing individuals and communities physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and financially. In addition to her community service, Heidi is a licensed professional in insurance, annuities, and real estate. I didn't know that. This expertise has allowed her to uh, provide practical solutions to help individuals navigate life's complexities, further demonstrating her commitment to empowering others in all aspects of their lives. Heidi's multifaceted career and dedication to service make her a valuable asset to any community, whether through her advocacy, mentorship, or professional expertise. She continues to inspire and equip others to thrive. Her life's work reflects a deep commitment to fostering wholeness and creating a more just and equitable society. My, Miss Heidi
Thank you for
Barnes
that introduction.
Jackson.
Thank
You
you so
are
much for that
so
introduction. I
absolutely
appreciate you having me on your panel. Thank you so much for creating this opportunity for our community, small businesses, and thank you for choosing me to be a part of the panel and one of their first speakers to come on board to support what you're doing and, of course, to always give back to the community. So thank you so much for allowing us to be here today. And also thank you to everyone who's showing up for this discussion today. I know how valuable resource time is, so we will not take it for granted. We appreciate you stopping in today to support Nicole and what she's doing for the community. And I want to give a big shout out to CCNY because that's my alma mater for my bachelor's of arts and my master's in sociology. I got it there. And a big shout out to Jacksonville University here in
yeah.
Jacksonville, Florida.
Yes,
That's
yes.
where I got my BSN and my master's in nursing education. So just a big shout out to that community. And I did not realize, when you get older, you don't realize all the things you do. But you younger ones remind me, I'm like, ooh, I did a lot. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. But thank you so much for,
Absolutely.
reading all of that out there because sometimes you just take it
Yes.
for granted. Every single day, just get up and keep going. So, yeah, thank you. We're
Absolutely.
doing it. And hopefully, it's an example for the younger generation, knowing that you can do these things and we're setting a good example. Well, today, I took some time to really ponder on what I wanted to speak to the community about because I'm multifaceted, I will say it. I'm a multifaceted individual, a nurse, and I move through life like that. So I speak from a holistic point of view, as you were saying, and I operate my life from a holistic point of view. My perspective is that we are not our parts. We are parts of a whole, and the whole organism needs to be in synergy and synchronized in order to be okay. I believe that one of the reasons why we're so stressed is because we're not synchronized in all areas of our lives. And when I say that, I mean we are spiritual beings, so we need to have a relationship with our faith and our spirit, and that's important. We have families and we're in societies and structures around family structures that requires for us to be able to have good relationships with families and the people around us. The systems that we're in requires for us to use exchange in currencies. That currency may be money, digital, whatever it is, whatever that exchange is that we need to feel safety and security, we need to have that financial support. And we need to have we're physical beings also because we're moving through this world and this universe in this physical body. We have to take care of it. We have to be able to be mindful about its well-being. And at the same time, there's something about that we have to find joy in all that we do. We have to find a certain amount of happiness in all that we do. So when I say holistically, I mean in those perspectives, those principles, those dynamics. And so I move through life really in that space. And as I provide for the community, I'm teaching about well-being. And I find that you have to have well-being in all of those areas the faith, the fitness, the finance, the
Yeah.
spirituality. You have to have a balance. And when you're out of balance in any one of those, you're creating stress, you're creating tension in your body. So you just have to find a fine balance between making sure you're checking in with each parts of you. It's important. So today, normally I'm speaking to what are we doing about eating and encouraging
Yes.
about how we move our bodies and what we do and our mind body connection, the foods we eat. But one of the reasons that we're stressed so much is about money in our community. And the times and the eras that we're in now, as we're transitioning with a new administration and a new government and a new era. Even the universe is going through, they say, a systemic change right now. We're in the era of Aquarius. We're having, all of this energy around us. We need to look to finances. So I'm going to speak a little bit about our mindset
Okay.
around finances and how that relates to the family systems that we're in. One
Okay.
of the reasons that's so important, especially at this time in our communities, is that when we are stressed, it affects everything. And lots of times right now, we're stressing about money, we're stressing about finances, we're not feeling safe, we're not feeling secure. And that creates stress. And once we're stressed, it's a physiological response to it. We can't stop that response. The stress response, the fight, flight, is something that we can't control unless we are mindful about it. So our cortisol is getting higher and higher, and that's increasing our heart rate, it's depositing fat, that solid fat. There's just so many damages occurring while you're in that fight response right now, where you feel you're out of control. And I want us to look at some of the things that we can take back in our control is our mindset around money and recognizing where you fit in terms of your family of origin. And I'll speak to my family as I go through. So I have a basically seven uh, mindsets around money. Actually, it's eight. Uh, our family of origin, how we think and see money depends on where we were, how we were brought up in our families, right?
Mhm.
And that significantly shape our mindset around how we relate with money, how we treat money, our beliefs around money. And I want to just have a little conversation about how that influences us and how it manifests in the different ways. So when I say seven, eight, we have like one, we have the scarcity or scarcity around mindset around money. We have the negative beliefs about wealth. We have poor financial habits about money. That's three. We have emotional associations with money. We have limiting beliefs about money. We also have dependence or entitlement about money. We have cultural or generational beliefs about money. And we have self worth and money about money. So those are eight. And as we go through it, I'll share with the community about where my family falls into place in that and the things that we can do to mitigate some of these negative impacts we have from our family of origins surrounding money. So the first one we're looking at is a scarcity mindset around money, and that's like a fear of lack. So if you grow up in a family, a household that's have not enough, or always the idea, it's not enough, we don't have enough, money's too tight, it can instill like a deep seated fear about scarcity, right? And this can lead to like excessive frugality, anxiety about money, right? You have to pick every penny, you have to save every dime. That's the person who's never going to leave a penny on the side of the street. They're going to pick every penny that they see. They're going to do, oh, I got a coupon for 10 cents off gas. They're going to drive 50 miles to get 10 cents off gas and don't realize that the damage they're doing just going. So that mindset about I have to do everything possible, no matter what, to save every dime, it comes from, oh, I may not have enough and I need to protect that. Then you have that spending, overspending or not being able to enjoy your money. And then you have people who they hoard it. They're like, you know what? I didn't grow up with any money. I didn't grow up with being able to have. So I'm going to make sure never ever to be in that position. And they hoard every money, they put every dime in their savings. They're never going to spend a bad dime. And This is just out of fear that they will never have, even if they have more than enough. This person will not invest. They want to see that money in their bank account. And that's a mindset around scarcity, right?
Yes.
Um, even when it's not necessary, even when they have more than enough. There are people out there with that mindset who have billions right now. It will never be enough
Yes.
because of that mindset. So just the fear of not having is just driving them. So we also look at, and that's the scarcity mindset, the fear or lack of fear of lack or the hoarding mindset. Then we have the negative belief about money, negative beliefs about wealth. What does it mean to be wealthy? So some people view wealth as evil, and that can also come from a religious mindset where they think money is evil, or you just have a family who thinks that belief around money, that money is evil. And if the family member, or they will speak negative about, rich people are evil or rich people are greedy, without understanding that money is a tool that can lift up a community, that can lift up a family. I mean, money can get scholarships. You can do things. They don't see it as a tool for freedom. They see it as a tool for greed. So, and unconsciously, that belief of having uh, that negative belief of evil, that money is morally wrong, leads to self sabotage and in financial pursuit, because if you feel it's wrong, you're not going to pursue things. You're not going to take opportunities. And that can be very self-sabotaging. And that's a whole nother, we can talk forever about the mindset around self-sabotaging behavior. And you may identify that in yourself or other people. Like, why are they
Yes.
always doing
Yes.
that? Why are they always saying that? Why is that every time they go one step forward, they two step backwards? Because they're behaving and engaging in behaviors that's self-sabotaging around their belief about money and wealth may be evil. And then you also have guilt surrounding money. So if you feel that have negative beliefs about wealth, you may also have guilt. So that when you buy that home, you may feel you don't deserve it. Or you may feel guilty about earning too much. You may feel guilty about having more money than your families. And so you have people who are thinking, instead of building wealth so that they can create the tool and teach about getting out of economic hardship. When they create wealth, they easily give it away, just think they don't deserve it. They're spending wildly, giving everybody. They can't say no
Yes.
because they don't think that they deserve to be wealth. So they have that guilt around money and about wealth. So that's also a negative mindset surrounding money. Then we have poor financial habits. Families who just don't teach about financial literacy, financial education. The parents don't model about savings, about budgeting. That's just, and I think maybe even from the community that I come from, we didn't get a lot of education about money, how to spend, how to budget, how to save. That wasn't a conversation a lot in my money, the financial education and creating good habits for the children, for me and my siblings. We didn't get that knowledge. So we can also have poor financial mindset and habits around money and pass that along generationally. So that's something that we do. Now, for people who don't have poor financial habits, you have those people who deal with impulse spending. And I have a lot of friends, and a lot of women sometimes say, oh, they just go these impulse shopping. They just go off and on a day and they just go, oh, I'm just gonna go shopping. That's my therapy and whatever. So
Yes.
you have people who are spending with impulse, who don't understand the emotion behind it, and blow away their retirement, blow away their savings. Just in one day setting can set you back. So we also have to consider um, the habits around that. Um, Impulse spending. So you're growing up in the household where money, you can just spend impulsively and irresponsibly, can be normalized. And that behavior can definitely lead to some financial ruin in and decision later in life. Now, so that has to do with their behaviors around the habits, uh, financial habits, and then we have emotional association with the money. Emotional association with money. Money can be viewed as a source of conflict. So if you have a lot of fights and you saw your parents or your grandparents always fighting about money, you can create a negative association with money, emotional association with about money. And you can find yourself avoiding having conversation because you don't want to go back to those. It can be a trigger for you to avoid conversations when you need to, or you're seeking that conversation. And we tend to have opposites attract. So you may be a person who were in that conflict and you're seeking to have those conversations and there's somebody who's going to withdraw. So there's always going to be that constant strain, pull and tug in the relationship. And that's something is coming from that emotional. So you're going to avoid the arguments. You're going to avoid the stress around it. The emotional association, viewing it as a problem rather than a tool for stability. So instead of viewing money as a tool for stability for the family, you're viewing it as in a form of conflict. So you're avoiding situation, you're avoiding conversation, you're not coming together as a unit to build. So we have to tackle those mentalities, the emotions behind the triggering emotions to get move forward. Money should be a tool for stability, not viewed as a tool of conflict. And then money as love. So in this emotional association with money, some people avoid money because if you come from a family who has used money to show connection, it means that they give gifts and money instead of connect with you. There
Yes.
is a disconnect with money. So if you come from a family who, if something goes wrong, let's go ahead and buy a gift, or let's go ahead and throw a party, or let's go ahead and use money, or let's go take a trip instead of connect around it, then you associate your value in overspending or overgiving. And a lot of people have that in the community where it's always, let me get a gift to substitute for dealing with emotion or for showing love. Some people show love through giving gifts and money, and that can be a detrimental mindset for our children and the families that we're raising. And limiting beliefs. So we have limiting belief. This is five. So four is emotional association with money, where we have the money as conflict and money as love. Now we have limiting beliefs, earning potentials. So when we have limiting belief about earning potentials, that's number five. We have low expectations if a family have a history of low income earning or low financial systems and struggles. So they pass that limiting belief, oh, you don't need to strive to get that other job. You don't need to go to college, where, I did it, so why you have to worry about doing it? My grandparents did it, so I can do it too. So that you feel like if we just reach to this level, why are you trying to get out of this box? We are okay right here. So we all could just struggle. I mean, my grandparents struggle, my mother struggled. So what are you talking about? We can struggle too. We're good. No, so we need to break that habit of thinking that because you're here and somebody want to elevate themselves, that they're not allowed to. So that low expectations, you can pass that along, saying that we can settle for what we already have. No, we don't need to settle. We're supposed to be expanding, elevating, and moving and lifting us to the next level. We're supposed to be promoting elevation and evolve to the next level, bringing up our communities to the next level. And the idea that, well, we're never going to be rich, we're never going to have it. So what are you talking about? You just need to be comfortable with what you're doing. What you wanted too much. So I've heard people say, "Why you're doing too much?"
Yeah.
That's a limiting belief, and we need to release ourselves from those. You cannot be doing too much if you're dreaming. If you're dreaming and have ideas, this is where ingenuity comes about. When somebody is dreams about something, say, "Hey, I see this, I know this." We're supposed to be encouraging those dreams and ideas to get to the next level, not saying, "What are you talking about? Nobody ever did that. That can't be done." No, that's limiting belief. We need to be changing our mindset around that. And then we have fear of risk. So when you have limiting belief about earning potential, you now have fear of taking risks. You're not going to want to try that new job. You're not going to want to step out to be an entrepreneur. You're not going to want to try to do anything because you're scared that if you move forward, you're going to fail. And that's the limiting belief that, again, we have to overcome because there are opportunities to grow. We have resources, we have people who can teach you, you can get mentorship. So there's limiting belief that's also stopping us. And the fear of taking risks is a limiting belief about our potentials. So starting a business may be instilling fear.
Mm-hmm.
Calculated risk may instill fear, but we have to overcome that so that we can get to the opportunities that are waiting for us. Limiting beliefs stagnate and keeps us back. So we're going to try to work over those limiting beliefs so that we can get to the opportunities. For financial growth, you cannot stay where you are and grow.
That's true.
You got to move to the next level. You got to take the risk. You got to step out. So limiting belief is what's keeping us back. So, and that's one of the number five. So number six here, I don't know how much time we have. Are we good?
We're good. Yes, we're
Okay.
good.
All right. So number six is dependence and entitlement. The mindset of dependence and entitlement. And we have like two areas in that. We have like learned helplessness and entitlement mentality. So with learned helplessness, this is where as parents, and maybe I'm guilty of this too as we listen, we are always providing financial support without encouraging independence, and the individual may develop a sense of helplessness or dependence, struggling to take responsibility for their own finance. So, earned helplessness is basically parents and families teaching the children that you can rely on me for everything. Everything you need is provided for. All the monies you need is provided for. You don't have to do anything other than to be here and we'll take care of it. It gives total reliance on the parents. So that child never developed the understanding that they can care for themselves. And I think we're seeing that a bit in society where people are in their 30s and 40s still being at home, saying
Yeah.
they can't keep a job because and the family still take care of them and still do what they need to do is because they've never had to support themselves financially. They've never had to struggle to get to the next level. They never have a sense that I can do it. They've always been supported, so they've lost all responsibility of how to take care of themselves financially. So we're definitely looking at that, changing those mindsets in our community. The second part to that dependence and entitlement is the entitlement mentality, where the converse side of that is if you come from a family who's already wealthy
Mm-hmm.
and without earning, they never taught you the value of earning anything or the value of money, it can lead to a form of entitlement mindset where you expect to always, always have money be available to you without effort. And this is where, in this situation, is where you find the Menendez brothers, where you find that young two brothers in England that you know kill their family for the money because they think they don't have to do anything to earn it other than to be there. It's they're entitled to it. It's mine. I think we had one a teenage guy from Gainesville. He was going to UF, and he went home from school and he unalived his mom too because he was ready for the finance for the family wealth. He was ready for his inheritance. They felt like they're entitled to that. So the idea and the mentality behind entitlement is that I don't have to work for it as long as it's already there. You did that part, it's mine. And I deserve it just because. And that's where we need to change our mindset about how we're raising our children to feel entitled to without effort. Again, it's an entitlement without effort or earning. So now we have the cultural. Guys, if you hear noise in the background, life is lifing. My hot water heater went out. So the guys are here to see if they can repair it or whatever they're doing. So no
It's
stress.
okay. I don't think it's okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we just looked at dependence and entitlement, and we can look at the cultural and generational belief. Cultural and generation. That's number 7, belief behind money. So there's this the cultural stigma. Some family has specific beliefs about money, such as viewing debt and debt is shameful. If you have debt, that's a shame. They prioritize savings over investments. And this belief limits financial growth because if you think debt is shameful, and if you think you must save without investment, you're limiting your ability to grow because there's good debt. You can use other people's money to invest and grow. Oh, yeah, we talk about that. And savings, if you just put all of your money in a savings account, that's maybe 1%, versus going and invest into something that can give you 10, 12, sometimes even up to 20% back on your money, on your returns, you're limiting your ability to grow financially. So the idea that, debt, all debt is bad, again, that's a cultural belief, and that you must just save without investment. That is also a limiting and cultural belief because it's important to save, but it's also important to invest, good investment for you to be able to grow financially. And good debt, because if you have good debt where you're using other people's money to invest and grow, it's also a way for you to elevate and get to the next level. Especially if you have a business, you're entrepreneur. You need to be able to not use your money, but have access to other people's money and create that kind of mentality also create a lot of stress because we're in a society. In order for you to grow, you have to have opportunities to get investment, investors, and how stressful it is if you think you just have to rely on your savings and you have to do two, three, 4 jobs to make ends meet or to get to the next level. We're not supposed to be doing 3, 4 jobs to get to the next level.
I
That's
agree.
just creating unnecessary stress.
I agree.
You know,
Uh,
I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm doing 3, 4 jobs." I'm like, "How are you doing it and still breathe?"
yeah,
It's mind-boggling.
yeah, yeah. Um, can we talk about that for a little bit?
Hmm. We
This-
can. I
Uh,
think we have one more and then we're done.
oh,
Do you
we have
want to talk
more.
about?
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it's 8 of them. This is the last
Okay.
one. It's self-worth. So self-worth about money, where people tie their self-worth to their net worth. And if a family places a high value on material possessions or financial status, the children may grow up to equate their self worth with financial success, leading to stress, anxiety, and unhealthy financial behaviors. And this is where, when you find people embezzle, you find people are stealing, you find people get into, you know, you know, different situation to get money to keep that status. So if you're connecting your worth to money, sometimes you can compromise your humanity just in order to stay in what you consider financial status or where you need to be to feel valued and welcome. So basically that's also a mindset. And in overcoming these influence, these influences, we definitely have to now bring awareness to the community, um, to recognize how these mindsets are influencing our behaviors around money. Definitely, we have to create education and financial literacy around these programs so that this mindset, so that we can be breaking these strongholds and creating, advice like therapy and coaching, like financial coaches, so that we can start definitely getting people to change their mindset around money. And for sure, reframing our beliefs. We don't have to do it the way our parents did it, the way our grandparents. Just reframe and understand that we have to have a healthy mindset around money so that we can be okay, so that the next generation can be okay.
Absolutely. I agree.
So definitely you can ask me any questions, but I will let you know uh, what my financial background from my family is as we go forward.
Okay. Okay. So I did have a question. Well, actually, a statement, because we often hear in the Black communities that there's lack of resources, or um, for us to be successful. And you were speaking about the emotional association about
Mhm.
money.
Mhm.
I'm going to ask how to change it, but you did answer it.
Okay. Okay.
You did answer it, but there's a stigma in the Black communities that well, surrounding money. So I'm glad that we talked about it. Entrepreneurship don't look as promising if they feel, because I'm only saying it because I've heard it spoken to me. If they don't
Mhm.
feel that there's resources, or a lack of resources, but it stems from the mindset, as you mentioned, about the money in general as a whole, because there are resources.
Mhm.
There are organizations. It's just a matter of being able to get it. And that's the reason why we have these types of gatherings, to be able to talk about those things and make sure that the resources are available to our people, because they are.
Yes, yes, they are. And I think there's lots of programs also that provide mentorship to bridge you, especially for, say, for myself, take myself, I'll speak to myself. I worked in the healthcare field as a nurse in corporate America. And then I wanted to branch and become an entrepreneur. And I'm doing it by myself. Because again, you get taught you have to do the 9 to 5, where
Yeah.
basically I was doing 12 to 12 shifts. And when I decided, you know what, I want to make the transition because I see the need for me to become educating because, again, I chose this path because I saw how much stress is in the Black community. Just
Yes.
one illness. I was doing travel nursing. I was in Maryland, DC, Virginia. I was down in Tampa and traveling. And all of us have the same scenario. One illness can wipe out everything you have, no matter how much you have.
I agree.
And the amount of stress that comes behind that when you're trying to heal from, say, a stroke, cancer, heart surgery, open heart surgery, you're healing from brain injury. You don't should not have to stress about care and how you're going to keep a roof over your family head or how the children are going to go to school, blah blah blah. And I know that there are different ways that we can do it, and we have to change our mindset around that. We get taught that we just have to do one thing one way. We're saving into these things, we're doing in this account. Those things can get blown away in one illness. In
Absolutely.
6 months, you can lose everything that you've worked 40 years for with one illness. And that's one of the reasons why I think we need to start educating and changing our mindset about different ways to make money, different sources of making money, and encouraging our young people to go into entrepreneurship. Even if you go to college and do the 4 year, the whatever, did it all. I did the master's, the blah blah blah. It's still not enough. It's still not enough. It's still not enough. We have to have different ways to make money, and it's going to be in the entrepreneurships that create the opportunities in our communities. Because when you become an entrepreneur and you become a business owner, you're now able not only to be stable for yourself, but you can provide opportunities and jobs in your communities. You can provide different ways for other people. So it's not just even about yourself. It's that you're now uplifting not only your family, but another family in your community. So I definitely encourage that. And my family, for my story, is I had friends around me who told me I should not leave nursing the way I was doing it. I should just stay, it's gonna fail. And I'm like, even if it fails, they said nothing beats a failure but a trial. So even if I fail at this particular thing that I'm doing, I'm gonna try something else. It's just gonna show me different ways that I can get to it. So we have family and friends who are gonna encourage us to stay where we are because they're scared, like you said, the limiting belief that you can do something, you can elevate yourself. But there are resources, there are mentors out there, there are programs and organizations that can help us and encourage us to show us how to build leadership, how to grow, develop companies, how to do things. And we need to be able to spread that news. Even me, the journey that I'm going is a learning tool now for somebody else. That's mentorship, that's leadership that you're saying, hey, I can show you how to get to the next level based on the steps that I've taken. So it doesn't have to be like a formalized. You can just get mentorship, even with the people who are building around you. And let me tell you, so my mom, I'm going to tell you, my mom was one of the, let me tell you, the scarcity, poor habits. The poor financial habits was number three. No education around money. That was my mom. No, no. And I say that because my mom had an entrepreneur mindset. She was always making something, selling something. She could sew. She would make seamstress. She would make clothes for the neighborhood. She would make the uniforms for the people who work in the bank. She would make knit and crochet. She could do tatting. My mom was baking. She showed me all. So I'm able to do this. I can crochet. I can bake. I know the herbs and what herbs to use in the garden. Boom, boom, boom. But mom never saved a dollar. Never stay with it. So that was so it's like you get, as soon as you get it, it's gone. That was my mom. No financial education around saving and investment for the next situation. My dad, he was money as love. Something is wrong. Okay, go ahead. Let me go ahead and buy you. All right, jump in the car. Let's go to dinner. There's a problem. All right, you want to go here? Let me go get you the ticket for that movie, for that concert. Oh, you're upset. All right, you want to go to England with the team? All right, I'll get you the ticket. You go to England. You want to? So he was a person who never tapped in emotionally. Just always give you the money. And I find I have both of those habits. I had to break those habits. The idea of with my children, I'm just gonna give you the gifts and also not saving. I had to change my mindset around how I view money. I didn't have the education, even though I had, like I said, you read off all my qualifications. I
Yes,
didn't still have the knowledge behind savings, investing, and to create security for myself. I just made a lot of money, spend a lot of money. So
I,
now that's changed, and I can now pass the new family mindset around money and financial well-being to my daughters.
that's right. We did have a question in the chat. Samantha, she said, "What programs, organizations are you aware of that support minority business owners?"
So we have here. I'm in Florida. I'm working with some women. I have a friend. She works with the sororities, and they do business training, small business training here. I can get that information later and pass it on to you. Where they have meetings, they actually have and also with their women empowerment here in Jacksonville. They have meetings about how to start your business, They also have the small business here where I go to the meetings where they teach you about money, development, grants, loans. So we have those that here. So the small business, you can definitely tap into that. And then I also with my local mentorship and coaching programs, I have my own mentor and there's coaching programs where I would not want to people need to research that because you really have to work on connecting with a coach that's the coach that you can connect with. I think you
Mhm.
have to vibe with your coach. So I would definitely recommend in your community that you can reach out to the small business. You have the Black Business Bureau. They have so many ways for you. And I can email it and then you can share it with your community.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that. As you see, I have a hefty notebook here, writing down
Yeah. Well, you know where to find me.
this great information. I did have a
Now,
question.
I know for me, next month,
Hmm.
I don't even have I, my phone is my calendar, my brain. We will be having as we speak to financial literacy workshop surrounding savings. I do that ever so often, that series, The Discipline of Saving. So, where we talk to mastering money management, saving strategies, creating a budget, building emergency funds, and building financial security. So that workshop, I will send that link to you and post it so you can share it with your community next month. I don't remember what day next month. Um, Also, unlocking opportunities for people who are thinking about ways to make a second income, ways to have passive income,
Hmm.
residual incomes, opportunities around that, and people who already have a business and want to learn more about strategic financial in terms of premium financing and leveraging loans. We also have those. Also, you can have those workshop and that information also. So if you have a small business and you want to learn how to leverage, or you want to learn premium finances, how you can get your business to the next level, we also have those workshops. And I'll send you that information too when it's
Okay.
coming out.
Thank you very much. So we know that you are an entrepreneur, and being an entrepreneur, did you want to touch a little bit on as a minority, the struggles and things that you
Okay.
face with
Yeah.
your entrepreneurship journey?
So the first thing that I branched out in this entrepreneur space was my mom passed away or transitioned in 2020. And when she passed away, we wanted to honor her and do something with the skills that she passed along to us. So my sister, two of my sister, my younger sister and I created a company called Crafted Glow, where we do soaps and the body cream and candles. And just the setting up of that business, getting the website, getting their finance to get the products going. You have to really find ways to tap in and organize around how to make the challenges about organizing, the challenge about marketing, how to get your products out, how to reach people. That is something that before you get started to think about how we just did it without really
Right,
investigating, but
right.
investigating ways of how to write that initial budget, how to get your bank set up, the bank account set up. How are you going to do that? Who's going to be on your LLC and how do you want to set up your LLC? Those things people don't really think about. You just say, I want to start a business, but who do you want to be on your LLC? Who do you want to be in control if something happens to you? The banking, setting up the banking, those things are important conversations to have as you're going forward with your business. And then once you get started, how to market, who your vendors, their websites, how to maintain the websites, the cost for maintaining, all of these things add up. And so you really need to have a game plan about what it's going to cost for you to initially start
Yes,
your business. Those are some of the main challenges.
I agree. I agree.
Now, I
Uh,
also do their independent contracting for um, insurance
mhm.
and annuities, and that's also challenging too. So, if as you're venturing out into these different spaces, I find it quite interesting because uh, it's different skill sets depending where you are. For
Yes,
me, I was just so accustomed to do one-on-one conversations. This is just outside of my comfort zone to actually do this. I was not on the internet. I'm not on any of the TikTok or all of that. I wasn't doing that. But once I went into the space of, hey, I want to educate, and I was specific women. I have four daughters. I want to start with educating women, Black women, about finances based on what I did and the mistakes that I made when I was in corporate. And I wanted specifically to educate Black women around money. And having to learn the conversation of moving away from just the one on one to go into events and to meet and greet. That's also another way to expose yourself and open yourself to different opportunities. So I had to make myself grow in order for me to do what I say I wanted to do. In order for me to educate the community the way I want to, I had to grow and overcome discomfort of meeting people and talking to people. Um, it was difficult, but I'm still learning it and still doing it. Yes. So if you say you want to do something, you have to take on the responsibility to overcome the challenge of getting to that level, the things that it's going to take to get there. So I have to go to meetings, I have to meet people, I have to do things like this, groups like this,
mhm.
because I think it's absolutely important and vital to educate the community. And so I cannot worry about my discomfort. I have to overcome discomfort to get the message out that we can save ourselves. We nobody's coming to save us. We have to save ourselves. And we have to do and find the tools and the ways to educate ourselves and our children and grandchildren around finances and being secure and protecting ourselves and finding ways to get to it and to make it happen. And that's education at every level, to the point that I even educate to the community centers. I go and educate girls as young as between 9 and 12. I have where I go in and teach them about what it means to save, how to negotiate with their parents for chores. So because I want them to understand that if you want to do your toes, if you want to get a petty mani as a girl, say you're 10 and you want to get that first, and I'm teaching the parents, I don't want you to take them to get it. I want it to work for that money. So I actually break it down where they see mom and dad, I negotiate with you to get chores. This is whatever you're going to negotiate. If it's $10 a week, $20 a week, $100 a week, whatever the parents can afford, you're going to negotiate that. Then they're going to negotiate. You're going to save 10%, 20% of that. You're going to put a certain amount towards your desires. You just want this thing, so we're going to do that thing. And how much it costs. I show them how to actually put that money and break it down. I showed them how much it cost to get that petty money and how long it was going to take for them to do that, save from that $10. And some people, it's all the way to 6 months before they can get that petty money. Like, oh my God, that is too long. Then what are you going to do? Are you going to save more? Are you going to put all $10 in your savings? Or how are you going to negotiate with yourself to get there faster? Because you can spend it on a movie, or you can save all of it or do 10%. So we actually sit in those workshops and break it all down Some people want to get there faster. Some people like, no, I still want to do this and that, and I'm going to wait the 6 months for that. So we have to teach our children from what it looks like to negotiate for what they want and have that conversation, what it looks like to save for what they want, and what that looks like in terms of either we're doing instant gratification or we're going to delay it and get what we want and still have a saving. And a lot of times in these workshops, it's the parents who come and say, my God, I didn't realize I was just buying that petty manicure without worrying about, you know, I didn't really have it.
Yeah,
So even though I'm teaching the children, the parents come away a lot of times saying, you know what, I need to do better. I need to do better. So there's so many ways that we can give back to the community. So
absolutely.
many ways we can give back. And those are the things that I'm doing in my life and with my business and with what I what I think is important and necessary for us to learn in the community, starting with our children and with ourselves.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Have a
Wow.
good morning.
That is amazing. Miss Heidi, you've definitely taught me something. I've been writing and intently listening to what you had to say. We're down to our last 5 minutes. If you guys are watching and you have any questions, if you like to put them in the comments, we'll wait a few minutes um, to see if anyone has any more questions. And Samantha, thank you for asking that question earlier. That was a great question. But this is good. I learn. I love to learn. I love to work in the community. I love to be an advocate. I enjoy highlighting other uh, business owners, especially Black business owners. This has definitely been amazing for me. And I am
Thank you.
already full ink and waiting for you to come back.
Thank you. And if anyone wants to, they can always send me an email, and I'll give them information about the workshop when they come up. It's sincerely Heidi Hazel at Gmail. So that's sincerely.
All right. And how would they reach out to you on social media?
So I'm on, if anybody's on TikTok, it's sincerely Heidi Hazel at TikTok. Or my handle is Shenanigansville. If you know it, you know. Shenanigansville on TikTok. I'm on TikTok and Facebook. On Facebook, it's my name, Heidi Hazel, the way you have it. Hydie Barnes, Barnes Jackson. That's Facebook. And Instagram is also Shenanigansville.
Got it. Love it. So I will make sure that I have all that information pinned in the description box once we end our live. I'm going to thank you so much for being here. You
You
were
are welcome. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you choosing to have me and asking me. It's been a pleasure. I'm sending you blessing, my peace, my love, my light. And
thank
to
you.
everybody who's here tonight, thank you so much for participating. We love you. And
Yeah.
also my peace, my love, my light.
All right. Well, you guys have a great night, and Miss Heidi, we'll be talking soon.
Thank you.